the armbar from the mount. Specifically, I'm going to show a little bit of Nogi emphasis, kind of one of the things that I like to do that I feel like increases the odds of me getting this armbar. One of the things that's going to happen when I mount him is he's going to curl up. He's going to really try to make himself small. He's going to try to cut himself off from any type of chokes, punches, things like that. So when he does this, I got to be careful of a couple of things. I got to be careful that he doesn't use his head to bridge and roll me. And I got to be careful that I don't get so high up that he can bring his legs over and escape out the back door. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this hand and I'm going to dig right underneath his guard and I'm going to place it right on his throat. And I'm going to use that to power him down. I'm not going to squeeze that. I'm not going to rake choke him. I'm just going to kind of drive him all the way down like it's a stake going through his neck straight into the floor. So I'm going to send this through here, and as I do this, I'm going to bring this hand to the mat. And I'm going to use that mat to slide myself up. I'm going to like Suzanne Summers, Thigh Masters, arms up as I'm sliding up the mat here. So I bring this hand through, stick it right onto his throat, hand comes to the mat, and I squeeze my legs as I drag myself up. When I do this, it really isolates his arms. Okay? I'm going to keep this hand on his throat. That really shocks him. A lot of people feel intimidated when they feel that. It just has them paused. My other arm is going to reach through and I'm going to pass it to the opposite side ear. I don't want to grab the arm yet. A lot of guys make the mistake of grabbing the arm in the Nogi situation. That's going to cause him to want to rip his elbow down to the mat a lot faster, and it's going to really send the red flags. He's going to go into 9/11 fire alarm mode, and he's just going to start bucking and moving and squirming to get out of this. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bait him. Maybe set up a few strikes, run a couple of elbows across, and I'm going to eventually plant my hand on the opposite side of his ear. Now when I do this, I'm going to adjust my base. I'm going to slide my knee up, and this knee here is going to turn so the foot can point out this way. And I'm going to turn my butt off. So my whole body is going to rotate like this. And I'm going to point with the foot, lead with the knee. So I go here, here, lead with the knee, point with the foot, scoot my butt off of the mat. All at the same time. If I need to, I can grab this and I can pull this in a little bit tighter to help my base. But now I've got a good tight base. I want to make sure that I'm not laying on this foot. If I'm laying on this foot, it's going to make it real easy for him to power me over. Boom. So rather than doing that, what I want to do is I want to stay up and keep a little bit of a base here on this foot. So if he does try to drive into me, I can always push back down on him. Now that I've done this, I can take this hand that's on his throat and I'm going to run it around to the back of his elbow. And then I'm going to clasp my elbow into my ribs. Okay? I do this because on the back of that elbow there's a little bit of loose skin, and that kind of seems like it gives me a little bit more traction versus just putting it on the front of my arm. So when I run this around, I'm trying to get it as far onto that backside as I can, and then I'm clamping this in. I keep my chest nice and close to the arm, and I control the thumb. I need the thumb to the sky to make him cry, guys. If I let that thumb turn one way or turn the other way, he can try to suicide roll out of this. Or it might just be super flexible and I might not be able to pop the arm. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lean back. I'm not going to step up and over, because when I do that, that's going to give him an opportunity to rip that elbow out. Okay? So again, I'm here, he's covered up. I'm going to drive this hand into his throat, put my hand on the mat, and scoot all the way forward at the same time. Boom. Bing, pow. Okay? Now I'm going to bring this hand to the opposite side ear, shoot my knee up, lead with my foot, throw my butt off of it. All in one motion. Okay? If I need to, I can pull the foot in to keep it tight. Make sure that I'm not smashed down on my knee. Okay? Hand that's on the throat comes right up, grabs the back of the elbow, and I throw my own elbow in against my ribs. Hand grabs the thumb, points to the sky, keep it nice and tight against my chest, and I'm going to lean back. When I lean back, that lets me just bring the leg over the head. Then I can fall back. I want to keep my feet uncrossed, If I cross my feet, it just kind of naturally brings my feet up and my knees apart. So I want to keep them uncrossed and on the floor. Pinching my knees nice and tight. I don't want to look like I'm having a baby here, guys. Now, thumb to the sky, slide from the elbow up to the wrist, and just arch your hips. There you go, guys.